sports, all plays. Yeah. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. 365, we making a plays. You talking the game, get you through the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety, topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. In the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, like working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. All sports, all plays. Yeah.
All right, what's happening, everybody? Welcome to Easy Money, a sports betting show, Friday, July 28, 2023. I'm Chris Gonzalez, joined by Tony Gonzalez. How's it going?
Going real well. How'd you do last night? I did real good.
I was 3-1.
I was 4-0.
Yeah, I went 3-1 on my picks yesterday. Had a pretty good day. Off the top of my head, I can't remember which game I had wrong.
Crazy weekend in sports coming up. Man, we got UFC. We got a huge boxing match. We've got great baseball games. Some really good series. I imagine the World Cup soccer is still going, of course. And
yeah, I don't think the United States plays till like Monday.
Yeah, I didn't know when.
I don't understand why there's so many days off in between.
And then I don't even know if there's auto racing. Races this week. I didn't look.
I'm sure there is.
But a big weekend in sports. WWE's got an NXT pay-per-view Sunday night at 8. So I mean, there's just a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, big UFC, which we'll talk about here a little more in just a minute. You see Otani yesterday? He might have had maybe one of the best days ever for a player. Pitched a complete game shutout, and then next game I think he had a couple home runs.
Yeah.
So I mean, and Angels are on a little bit of a roll here as of late.
Let me ask you. I listened to the show earlier. Do you think the Angels are making a big mistake doing what they're doing? You got to think they got some confidence that they're going to be able to resign him.
Yeah, I think that they've had to have some talks with them and think they have a chance to re-sign him. It's hard to say it's a mistake though, because if they trade him away and they don't, and it doesn't work out, people are going, and he goes on to be one of the best players ever, which he's looking like he's going to be. People are going to talk. You're going to be known as that general manager in that club that let him get away. Where if you hold on to him, you could end up losing him for nothing, because if you don't re-sign with you. So I mean, it was a tough situation. I like what they did though, because hey, they were still in contention, so they're going for it. I'd rather a team do that than start just trading everybody away. At least they're trying to win games. They want to make the playoffs, try to make a push, and be able to re-sign him. I'd rather organization be doing that than basically selling everybody. Yeah. And then who knows when you're going to try to win again.
It could backfire and he could leave, and it's going to hurt him. But I mean, I understand what they're doing. And as far as you know, all these teams said, they're taking risks too. If somebody was to trade for him, There's no guarantee he's going to sign.
Yeah, you're giving up all these prospects, and it could be a rental.
Yankees could give up all the prospects in the world and get him, and he could go sign with the Dodgers, or vice versa, with any team. So you don't
giving
know.
up a lot of your farm system for a rental if he doesn't sign with
What would be
you.
what would be the ultimate slap in the face? They trade him, they get all these prospects, and then he signs back with the Angels. I mean, you don't know, because they say he likes it on the West Coast.
Yeah. That's why I think if he leaves, I think he's going to end up with the Dodgers. But and I've been saying it for I don't know, a couple weeks now. But I always thought it'd be during free agency. It's hard to trade away a guy that might be the best player that we've seen. I mean, the dude, especially if he keeps up what he's doing, is going to be known as one of the best baseball players ever. So, and like what he done yesterday, it was just amazing. We've never seen it done. So it's fun to watch.
You think the White Sox are doing the right thing by pretty much blowing it up?
I think so, because we all thought they underachieved last year, and then this year hasn't been no better. So I think it's time to make a change.
I don't know.
If you think about the last 2 or 3 years, you've heard a lot of excitement, like the White Sox was going to be. People thought they were going to be a good team, and then it hasn't worked out.
It's tough though when you're giving up pitchers though. When you're giving up 3 or 4 pitchers,
yeah.
I worry about that. But that's where they can get their picks for, I guess.
I saw it coming. That's why I hit the mute button. Damn dogs lay around. Hey, how's it going, Don? Yeah, Don. Actually, we're gonna get to the MLB picks here in just a minute. And then, what's up, Glenn? How you doing today?
We got some UFC picks too, and our thoughts on Spence and Crawford, I think.
I forgot. Yeah, I didn't look into that one real deep, but I kind of forgot about it.
Was that kind of crazy that they got that big UFC and Spence and Crawford on the same night?
Yeah, it is. Because Spencer Crawford's tomorrow night, isn't it? Yeah. Are they both in Vegas? I'm not sure.
I don't know.
I'm not sure. Sure.
That's crazy.
Reds start back up tonight.
Come on, Reds. And
it's a late game.
Yep, 10-10. Who's Milwaukee got? Atlanta, I believe.
Yeah.
Come on, Atlanta.
Yeah, Milwaukee goes to Atlanta, and
we got to depend on other teams to beat Milwaukee, because we sure as hell can.
No, Milwaukee has dominated the Reds this season.
We'll play them tough, but we just can't beat them.
Glenn says, doing good. Going to watch NXT tomorrow.
Yes, it's going to be a good one, Glenn.
Yeah, I probably won't watch it tomorrow. I'll have to watch it a different day probably, but
it's not tomorrow. It's Sunday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's tomorrow. Yeah.
So it's Sunday?
Yeah, okay. I'm pretty sure it's pretty. It's Sunday night.
Okay. Well, I guess
I'll be watching it. It's up to you if you want to watch it. Yeah,
this is what I was telling you about yesterday. He's playing a deal no deal game at the Fever game on Tuesday. He got picked or whatever for a chance to win $500.
I'm going to land on NXT. Yep.
The dude wins everything. But hey, Glenn, it's awesome. Hey, keep doing what you're doing.
I wish they'd bring one of them NXT pay-per-views to.
But next time we see you,
Indiana.
Next time we see you, Glenn, Marcus Fine has done decided this. We're all going to stop somewhere, and you're going to go in and buy some lottery tickets.
Yep, we'll split it. We'll split it if we win.
Because you win everything.
Yeah, I was told, Tony, if you buy them, I'm not going in. He said only Glenn.
Yeah, Marcus said only Glenn could go in and buy them. So. Yeah, that was funny. He said, "You go in there. I'm not." What the hell did I
do? I know I'm a loser, but shit, you don't have to say it. We all agreed we'd give the money to Glenn. You didn't have to hammer me.
Hey, he didn't hammer me. So
no, he didn't hammer you. It was just me. Shit, I didn't even say nothing about going in.
No, we got some some big games coming up. Let me get this real quick, and then we'll jump right into the baseball games. You think the Reds are going to make any moves?
They talk to the White Sox. I think the White Sox will give everything that they're going to give up. I don't think they're going to give up Cease. I think the Reds would like to have Cease because he's under contract for a couple more years at a nice contract. But I don't think the White Sox are going to give him up because of that. So I don't know who else is out there. I don't think the Cardinals will deal with the Reds, and I don't know if the Cardinals are going to be sellers. They haven't really been too much yet, so I don't know. Like you said, they're not going to give away the farm, so I don't know if they'll make a deal or not.
I think it didn't work out with the White Sox because I think the White Sox was wanting more than what the Reds wanted to give up. If you saw what the White Sox got in that trade from the Angels, I mean, they got their number 2 and number 3 prospects, and I don't think the Reds was going to give up their number 2 and number 3 prospects.
Can I ask you a question? And I don't know if you know much about it, but them guys on the afternoon blitz were saying they feel like for sure, or they were sure that pitcher from the White Sox is going to go back to the White Sox. What do you know why that is?
No, I'd have to look into that.
He made $10 million this year. His contract was 1 year, $10 million deal. If he goes, I mean, Chicago's a great town. Don't get me wrong, but the White Sox are a long way from being a winning team. If you're on the Angels and the Angels offer you a good contract,
yeah. And why would the White Sox get rid of them if they'd want to keep them back?
Yeah, I didn't understand that. I mean, maybe they know something that I don't know. But that's what
what you do see that happen sometimes. It could be something financial.
It don't happen
well.
a lot, though.
I mean, it could be something financial because I know, like, you'll see a player get traded, and the whole plan is within a couple of years to try to have them back.
Well, but when you blow things up like that, I don't know.
Yeah.
Why would you want to go back there?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. All right. But no, my picks were 3-1 yesterday. The game I missed yesterday was the Tigers and Angels. I took the Tigers in that second game.
I had the Angels. That's why I went for them.
I took the Tigers that second game, and that was the only game I had.
Angels swept that, didn't they?
Yep. Yeah, Angels been playing good
ball, yeah.
And that was the only game I had wrong yesterday.
People got to remember, a team like the Angels, just like the Phillies last year and other teams.
Nationals a couple years ago.
Can get hot after the All-Star break and could go a long way. You just don't know.
Nationals 2 or 3 years ago, they were one of the worst teams in the first half of the season and then came back and won the damn World Series.
And Dodgers are big favorites tonight.
Yeah.
We got Williamson going, don't we?
Yep. And the Dodgers pitcher don't have a great ERA. It's a little bit better, but so I was kind of surprised.
That's a big number there. I mean, I'm throwing some money on the Reds. You can make some.
But the Dodgers does. I mean, he does. Well, I'll talk about it more here in a minute because that's going to be one of my games.
I stayed away.
Got pretty big slate of baseball games today after only having like 5 yesterday total after you had added the makeup game. First game I like, you got the Philadelphia Phillies at the Pittsburgh Pirates. The Phillies are 1.5 run favorites on the road, minus 162 on the money line. The Pirates are plus 136 on the money line. Over under for this game is at 8.5 runs. Phillies are 55-47 on the season, 27-27 on the road. They will have Wheeler on the mound tonight, who is 7-5 with a 3.88 ERA. The Phillies are 3-2 over their last 5, hitting .256 as a team on the season with a 4.04 team ERA. The Pirates are 45-57 on the season, 23-26 at home. They will have Keller on the mound. Keller is 9-6 with a 4.01 ERA. The Pirates are 3-2 over their last 5 games, hitting .236 as a team on the season with a 4.52 team ERA. I like the Phillies here on the money line at the minus 162. Phillies have been playing pretty good ball here as of late, and the Pirates have kind of got off to a hot start and have kind of fell off
Yeah,
a little bit here down the stretch.
Yeah, they're struggling.
My next game I like is going to be the Cleveland Guardians, Chicago White Sox. The Guardians are 1.5 run favorites on the road. They're minus 138 on the money line. The White Sox are plus 118 on the money line. Over under for this game is set at 10 runs. Guardians are 52-51 on the season, 24-27 on the road. On the mound for the Guardians is Curry. He has a 3-0 record with a 2.98 ERA. The Guardians are 3-2 over their last 5 games, hitting .254 as a team on the season with a 3.84 team ERA. The White Sox are 41-63 on the season, 21-28 at home. On the mound for the White Sox is Toussaint. He is 0-3 with a 4.06 ERA. White Sox are 0-5 over their last 5 games, hitting .238 as a team on the season with a 4.67 team ERA. I like the Guardians here on the money line. They're the better baseball team, and I think they have the better pitcher on the mound in this matchup. All right, next game I like is Minnesota Twins at the Kansas City Royals. The Twins are 1.5 run favorites on the road, minus 172 on the money line. The Royals are plus 144 on the money line. Over under for this game is set at 10 runs. The Twins are 54-50 on the season, 24-26 on the road. They will have Sonny Gray on the mound, who is 4-4 with a 3.15 ERA. The Twins are 3-2 over their last 5 games, hitting .237 as a team on the season with a 3.80 team ERA. The Royals are 29-75 on the season, 15-36 at home. On the mound for the Royals is Singer. He is 6-8 with a 5.55 ERA. The Royals are 1-4 over their last 5 games. They're hitting .233 as a team on the season with a 5.27 team ERA. I like the Twins. Excuse me. I like the Twins in this one. They have the better pitching staff, and they got the better starter on the mound tonight. Both these teams can struggle to hit the ball sometimes, but the Twins have the better pitching staff. So I'm gonna go with the Twins on the money line in this one. My next game is going to be the Tampa Bay Rays, Houston Astros. The Rays are 1.5 run favorites on the road, minus 118 on the money line. Astros are even money on the money line. Over-unders at 8.5 runs. Excuse me. The Rays are 62-43 on the season, 25-24 on the road. On the mound for the Rays is McClanahan, who is 11-1 with a 2.89 ERA. The Rays are 2-3 over their last 5 games, hitting .255 as a team on the season with a 3.70 team ERA. The Astros are 58-45 on the season, 27-23 at home. They will have Javier on the mound tonight, 7-2 with a 4.32 ERA. The Astros are 3-2 over their last 5 games, hitting .248 as a team on the season with a 3.81 team ERA. I like the Tampa Bay Rays here with McClanahan on the mound. He's 11-1 on the season, 2.89 ERA. Rays are a little bit better hitting team than what the Astros are. I know the Rays have went through a little bit of a rough patch, but I think they're going to get it turned around. So I'm going to go with the Rays on the money line. And then my next game in baseball is going to be the Cincinnati Reds, Los Angeles Dodgers. The Dodgers are 1.5 run favorites. They're minus 235 on the money line, like you had said earlier, big favorites. Reds are plus 194 on the money line. Over-unders at 9.5 runs. The Reds are 56-48 in the season, 28-22 on the road. They will have Williamson on the mound tonight, 2-2 with a 4.60 ERA. The Reds are 3-2 over their last 5 games, hitting .252 as a team on the season with a 4.69 team ERA. The Reds are 2-1 versus the Dodgers this season. The Dodgers are 58-43 on the season, 30-18 at home. They will have Miller on the mound, who's 6-1 with a 4.28 ERA. Dodgers are 2-3 over their last 5. They're hitting 247 as a team on the season with a 4.47 team ERA. So the Reds and Dodgers numbers are real comparable. I like the Reds at the +1.5. I think it's going to be a real close game. And I think if the Reds, even if the Reds lose, I think it very likely be a 1-run game. Of course, I'm a big Reds fan. I hope the Reds win. I think the Reds are going to win tonight. I think they're going to get their bats going. They just seem to have trouble hitting the ball against the Brewers.
Have trouble hitting the ball at home sometimes.
Yeah, so I think they'll get to hitting the ball a little bit better against this Dodgers. The Dodgers pitching staff isn't near as good as the Brewers pitching staff.
No.
So I think we'll get some run production going. Williamson's been pitching pretty good his last couple starts as well.
About the last 4 or 5 starts. Actually.
So, but I'm taking Reds at the +1.5. I think there's a good value there. You're getting at -102 juice, so you're getting good odds there. And with the 1.5, Reds don't get blown out very often. Most of their losses have been pretty close games. So I like the Reds at the +1.5. Hopefully they win the game outright. I'll be watching. Probably watch some of it later tonight.
You've won several picks with the Reds taking the +1.5.
Yeah.
Even if they've lost some of those games, but they've only lost by 1 run.
Yep. Yeah, Glenn. From what I heard, I think Richardson took took a little bit more of the first reps today. So yeah, the way it's sounding and looking. I think he's going to be the starter week 1.
I think so.
And then my last game, Major League Baseball for tonight, Boston Red Sox at the San Francisco Giants. The Giants are 1.5-run favorites. They're -142 on the money line. The Red Sox are +120 on the money line. Over under for this game is at 8 runs. The Red Sox are 55-47 on the season, 25-24 on the road. They will have Crawford on the mound tonight, 4-5 with a 4.04 ERA. Red Sox are 4-1 over their last 5 games, hitting .266 as a team on the season with a 4.29 team ERA. The Giants are 56-47 on the season, 28-22 at home. The Giants will have Webb on the mound, who's 8-8 with a 3.48 ERA. The Giants are 2-3 over their last 5 games, hitting .241 on the season as a team with a 3.97 team ERA. I like the Red Sox here at the +1.5. Red Sox have been on fire, and they're another team. They're a lot like the Reds. They're a scrappy team. They can score a lot of runs. And they've been hitting the ball well here a lot. I mean, they just beat the Dodgers. Was it the Dodgers they were playing the other night? Yeah. No. Braves. Yeah. They beat the Braves.
Yep.
A couple games. So
Braves have been struggling a little bit lately.
But I like the Red Sox at the +1.5. So my Major League Baseball picks for today's games are, just to recap real quick: the Phillies money line, Guardians money line, Minnesota Twins money line, Tampa Bay Rays money line, Cincinnati Reds +1.5, and the Boston Red Sox +1.5. That's going to be my baseball picks for today.
And my baseball picks for today, I have Miami money line at Detroit, Philadelphia money line at Pittsburgh, Cleveland money line at the White Sox. I got Washington at the Mets. I'll take the Mets money line. I got Milwaukee at Atlanta. I'll take Atlanta money line. And I have Seattle at Arizona. I'll take Arizona money line. My picks for the baseball today.
All right. Get these odds pulled up for UFC. What do you think about the Spence and Crawford?
Man, both of them are undefeated. Spence has 3 or 4 belts. Crawford's got 1 belt. I think Crawford might be the best. It's him or the big heavyweight is the best fighter in the game. I think Crawford's going to win. I think Crawford's going to. I don't think it goes all 12 rounds. I think it's over by the 9th or 10th round. Crawford wins. That's what I think.
Yeah, I think Crawford wins, but I don't know how long it's going to go.
And I'm not that I'm a huge Crawford's fan. I mean, or I'm a big Spence fan. It wouldn't bother me if Spence won, or I have no uh, loyalty to either one of them. But I just think Crawford's the best fighter. But we'll see. Both of them are undefeated. Both of them are great fighters. Should be a good fight.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think it'll be a good fight. I forgot it was this weekend. I don't know what made me. I knew it was coming up, but I didn't realize it was tomorrow.
And we got 2 big events next Saturday. We got that
Yeah,
SummerSlam and
Diaz and Paul.
yes, Paul.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the Diaz and Paul. But I've always been a big Diaz fan of both of them.
Yeah.
Him and his brother Nick. All right. UFC. We'll go ahead. We'll start with the first fight of the main card. You have Kevin Holland against Michael Chiesa. Holland is a minus 148 favorite. Chiesa is a plus 120 underdog. I was close on this one. I ended up taking Holland here on the money line, but I almost went with Chiesa. Chiesa has good striking, especially and usually is striking good to get to his takedowns, but is known more for his grappling. And I think that's where he's going to try to get this fight. What worries me about Holland a little bit, he's been a little hesitant throwing his right hand since he broke it a couple fights ago. But when if his striking's on, he has pretty good takedown defense. I think he'll be able to hurt Chiesa. So I'm going to go with Holland at the minus 148.
I'm going with Holland also.
And then in next fight, you had Bobby Green against Tony Ferguson. Bobby Green's a big favorite at minus 420. Ferguson's a plus 310 underdog. This I think it's going to be an interesting fight. Bobby Green has great boxing. He also can wrestle. He's won 9 fights by knockout, 11 fights by decision. His last fight was a no contest. And then you have Ferguson, at one time was one of the best guys in that weight division. He has great striking. What worries me about Ferguson is his durability, because he had a couple fights there where he didn't look like he could take a punch anymore.
Yeah.
But then he had pretty good. I thought he looked all right there for a little bit against Diaz, but then he tapped out pretty quick when he got submitted. So that does worry me a little bit. But I think Ferguson's going to come to this fight a little more motivated this time. So I think he wants to try and make one more run. So I'm going with the underdog here. I'm going to go with Ferguson. When I first started breaking down to do my picks, I wouldn't have thought I was going to take Ferguson, but I'm going to go with Ferguson at the plus 310.
I like Ferguson. I want Ferguson to win, but I'm going with Green. I'm a Ferguson fan, but I think he's past his prime, and I'm going to go with Green.
The next fight, Stephen Thompson against Michael Pereira. Thompson's a minus 160 favorite. Pereira is a plus 130 underdog. I like Stephen Thompson here. Thompson has great striking, has good takedown defense. I think his kicks are going to make a difference in this fight, and I don't think Pereira is a more unorthodox striker. He's going to do a lot of like Superman punches, and he tries a lot of big stuff. He has decent wrestling, but like I said, I think Thompson's takedown defense is going to be good. I think Pereira's way to win this fight is if he can hurt Thompson. But I like Thompson here. I think Thompson's the more complete fighter, so I'm going with Thompson at the minus 160 on the money line.
I'm going with the opposite. I'm going with Pereira. I'm going for the upset here in this one.
And then co-main event, Jan Blachowicz against Alex Pereira. I think it's going to be a real good fight as well. Blachowicz is a minus 115 on the money line. Pereira is minus 105 on the money line. So this is almost a pick 'em. I'm going to go with the Blachowicz here. I'm going to go with Jan. He has good defensive striking. He also has real good grappling. I think he's going to be able to get Pereira down, and I think that could cause Pereira some trouble. Pereira needs to use his leg kicks here, and he's a good striker. But for Pereira to win this, I think he needs to keep it on the feet. I think he's going to have a hard time keeping it the whole fight on the feet. And Jan's not a bad striker either. But he's good at both. So I think Jan will do all right on their feet, but I think Pereira's best chance is to keep the fight on the feet as long as he can. But I think he's going to have trouble. So I'm going to go with Jan Blachowicz at the minus 115.
I'm going with Pereira. I'm going opposite. We got 3 different so far.
Then you have the main event, Dustin Poirier versus Justin Gaethje. Poirier is a minus 152 favorite. Gaethje is the plus 124 underdog. I think this is going to be an awesome fight. Last time they fought was awesome.
Yep.
And Poirier ended up pulling it out. But Gaethje had the momentum. Momentum looked like he had the momentum going into that last round before he ended up getting stopped. So I think it's going to be a real good fight. You got both guys are great boxers. Both of them are great strikers. I think Gaethje's going to use that leg kick a lot because he really tore up Poirier's leg during that first fight with that front leg kick. But I think it's going to be a real good fight. I'm going with Gaethje, the underdog, to avenge his first loss. But I think it's going to be an awesome fight. I'm real excited for this UFC card for tomorrow night. I think it's going to be a real good one.
I'm going opposite of you again. I'm on Poirier. We got 4 different. Poirier. One of us is going to suck.
Jay Ness says Dustin's taking this one, so he's with you.
Okay, we're one of us is going to suck really bad on our picks.
Well, hopefully it's you. So I'm going Holland, Ferguson, Thompson, Blachowicz, and Gaethje. That's going to be my 5 picks for the main card.
I'm going Holland, Green, both Pierres, and Poirier.
Jay says, "What about Spence versus Crawford?" We both are taking Crawford.
I think Crawford, and it ends at least by the 10th round.
So you're saying over 9.5?
Yep. What I think.
Or you're saying under 10?
Under 10, because I said to be able to end 9 for 10th round.
Okay.
I think Crawford wins.
Jay's taking Spence.
Is he? I wouldn't have a problem with Spence. I mean, I'm not a big Crawford's kind of cocky, but I think both of them are great fighters.
Glenn said he's taking Big Glenn by TKO in round 2.
who you taking on, Dave? I think you have a chance against Dave.
Hey, I pay to watch it. Spence in decision, but I do think if Crawford wins, it's TKO. Is what Jay Ness is saying. Damian says Spencer, but Spence TKO in 7.
Jay, you're in trouble. If you Damian are agreeing, you guys are in trouble. You're in trouble. Sorry, Jay.
Yeah. Oh man. But well, did you have anything else for today?
Nope. No. Gonna be a great weekend.
I know we gotta get ready to get on the road to go do some go to a wrestling show. So go ahead. Should be a good time doing that. Recap real quick. My picks for UFC 291. I like Holland over Chiesa, Ferguson over Green, Thompson over Pereira, Blachowicz over Pereira, and Gaethje over Poirier. And then my Major League Baseball picks for today were the Phillies money line, Guardians on the money line, Twins money line, Rays money line, Reds plus 1.5, and the Red Sox plus 1.5. And my picks on the year are 409 to 326. That's since January 1st, and that's on all the picks. That's including UFC picks I've gave out, NFL, not NFL, NFL. Well, yeah, a little bit of NFL at the beginning of the year. So just any of the picks I've gave out. So I'm 409 and 326 so far in the year. It was 3-1 yesterday. We appreciate everybody watching. Don't forget, check out the ASAP Sports Network. Hit that like button on Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram. Check out the ASAP Sports app. You can find that on Apple, at the Google Play Store, Amazon, Roku, all the other different places. Also, go check out the website as well. Hit that subscribe button on YouTube at Gonzo Sports Room. Like and follow on Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram at Gonzo Sports Room as well. That's where we post. That's where we post all the other things about or all the things about our shows. Also, if you missed our interview with pro wrestler Mike King last night, go check that out. You can find it on the ASAP Sports Network or at Gonzo Sports Room. It was a great conversation. So come join us for that. Then also, or go check that out. And then we'll be back. We'll be back on Monday at right around 3:00 with another episode of Easy Money.
What the hell?
I don't know, but anyway.
What the hell's going on?
Anyway, we'll be back on Monday right around 3:00. Another episode of Easy Money, a sports betting show. Also, we have for next week on Wednesday, we'll be with DCCW at the Gaston Fair for their big wrestling show featuring Al Snow and Cal Hero. So you want to join us for that? We're hoping to be live that night. If not, it'll air probably the next day or something. It just depends on if we can get good enough internet service there to go live. But
Chris, real quick, what do you think about what Damien asked there? Which gets more views, the UFC or the boxing?
Man, I'm gonna say the UFC.
I think so too.
Damon said Crawford has his family betting against him. Glenn says UFC. But all right, we appreciate everybody watching. Hope everybody has a great weekend. Be safe, and we will see you guys on Monday with another episode of Easy Money, a sports betting show.